So I haven't been following politics because I've been so deep in Arc Raiders, but with this getting passed, did they get their SNAP money now? Is the SNAP money going out now?
It's about to, I think. Yeah.
Good.
For the next
because
5
look,
months or something.
I know there's
January, right?
with SNAP. I know there's waste with
longer.
SNAP, and I know that I went to prison with a guy who was there because he had bought EBT from people. You know, for cash. Like he paid them cash at a reduced value. Give me $1,000 in food stamps, I'll give you $700. And he was doing that, and he owned the chain of grocery stores, so he was able to filter the money through that and pocket the difference. I'm sure somehow, some way. And
that's one of the most common themes with it.
He was doing a lot of time, like 7 to 12 years. Someone in there, if I remember correctly, and he was dying of cancer, so he wasn't getting out. And I was like, that doesn't seem like that bad of a crime to me. So I know shit like that goes on. But as we approach Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's a bad look to have to cut off all the assistance, because I don't care if it's 80% waste. That you're telling me that there's 20% of Americans who are just down on their luck, hardworking people, maybe working 3 jobs. One of them's for Walmart, and they need a little bit of help so they can feed their family a Thanksgiving meal. Like, turn that shit back on.
You want to give,
if you want to dig deep and find out that people are buying too much soda and that there's fat kids with food stamps, well, slap their fat little hands and take it away. I'm fine with that. If there's ways to get rid of it, but don't turn off the faucet when there's thirsty people.
That's the thing with like the companies that lobby the hardest against any sort of restriction on SNAP and WIC are Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, Frito-Lay, because that's a huge amount of their money is like, and I've said this before, but you can tell walking through Walmart who's paying for it and who's on food stamps, because the food stamps carts are full of complete trash garbage. Just throw it in. And the people buying it are like planning out meals. And so we really do need to make sure these people are like getting the food they need, but also don't let this be a roundabout subsidy for sugar water companies. That's horseshit. Like, don't let us fund them in that way. That's nonsense.
Yeah, I don't know why you can buy sugary. Look, I drink,
and we also pay for their health care, and they're the fattest people in the country.
I drink nothing but soda, so I get that. But I tell
your
you
diet,
what,
you're conscientious.
If you turned off my diet soda and told me I had to go like do 20 hours of community service every week, or else I couldn't have soda, I promise you, I would get out and I would find something to do in my community to get my soda back.
Dude, I feel the same. If the government came out and was like, we're eliminating Sprite Zero, I'd be in the streets.
I'd burn a Wendy's. I'd burn a Wendy's to the fucking ground.
Wendy's, just for the sake of it.
It's my understanding there's very little waste and fraud in SNAP. Now,
there's a lot of waste.
Buying Frito-Lay waste, then I guess so. I wonder, like, how much is it going to cost to regulate what they can buy versus just letting them buy the food they want to?
You just reduce the amount of money they're given, and then they are pushed into buying real food.
That doesn't work. That's putting the fucking burden and the onus on the person who's already like can't afford food.
I also feel like that pretends
that decision for themselves.
The good food is the cheap food, right? If they're buying Frito-Lays, that might be the cheapest like calorie per dollar you can find.
But they're not doing it for that.
You think these people are going for calorie economics? They're the fattest people.
I don't know if that's true, but I'm saying that in America, it feels like bad food is cheap food. So if they're buying bad food,
that's true. If you're buying fast
Taylor's
food,
like, we need them to stick to a tomato diet. We need them to be buying some deli meats with this.
No,
it wouldn't stretching their dollar farther than that.
No, it wouldn't, because if you forced them to just, hey, you can no longer buy Doritos and Coca-Cola with these, because this is a assistance program that is meant supplemental nutrition assistance program. That's what it is. It's not supermarket sweep. Like, you get your money and then you spend that on things that are good for you and that sustain you. And you don't do anything cruel, like say, oh, you can't buy the ingredients for a cake because then you're going to eat something bad. No, let them buy the fucking ingredients for a cake and make a cake. Let them do this.
They'll sell their fucking EBT.
They already do. That's a huge scam.
I don't think it's big.
People go to federal prison for it.
It's an enormous scam. Yeah.
I feel like you'd be playing whack-a-mole with what they can buy, and your government gets bigger and more complicated the more we regulate what these people are eating.
What's the alternative?
There's already a list. There's already a list of approved products and unapproved products, right? So just that list needs to be need to be changed. And if I were the Grand Poobah, it would be simple. There would be no sugary soda on that list. There would be no Little Debbie, no snack cakes, no desserts of any kind whatsoever. Sugar is on there. Eggs are on there. Every meat and vegetable and canned good is on there.
Yeah,
all of the staples,
on there.
Macaronis, dry goods, flours, wheats, oatmeal, rice and beans, every staple you can imagine. Every meat, every fish, every seafood, that's all applied. Water is on there. We could probably add lemonade or something. But what we're not going to do is have like chocolate cakes and fucking Mountain Dew and Doritos and Funyuns. None of that, because that's not... If we were going on a survival trip, if I told you that we were about to have to get in a wagon and make it to Oregon, there wouldn't be any Funyuns in your wagon because it doesn't make any sense. That's not what we get to survive on. Yeah. You'd be full of rice, beans, fucking jerk beef, and flour and corn and shit like that. That's what should be. Look, it's emergency support.
I totally
so it should
agree.
Be emergency food.
Hear me out.
Kyle, you nailed every iota of it. Like it should not be cool.
What if pasta was free? Now, I know the capitalist in me doesn't like it. I'm going to put, who's the really cheap pasta that's a soup? 38 cents.
Ramen,
yeah. I know you're going to put ramen out of business and other like good pasta people. But what if there was like government pasta on the bottom shelf? Boom. Literally nobody goes hungry in this country anymore.
Yes, let's pretend instead of pasta, it's cheese, and it's a program that didn't end up working because they wanted Doritos.
I don't know that cheese is the best choice, but maybe it is. I don't know.
No, it
maybe
is nutrient dense.
Let's split the difference. Mac and cheese. There's mac and cheese that's for free, and now no one starves.
No, Woody, people are even... So the problem with it is that we bankroll the beginning of the eating process with this bottom 15% of our country. We pay for 100% of it, and they eat trash. They make bad decisions with the money we give them, which of course is like people make bad decisions with money that's free. And then on the other end is actually the expensive part. Much more expensive than funding it is the fact that an enormous plurality of these people have diabetes and health issues because they're eating nothing but trash.
Do you know why government cheese actually started?
No.
It's probably a World War II thing. A lot of things are.
A little later than that, in the 70s, there was massive government subsidies for the dairy industry, and it created a gigantic surplus. And I want to say they went to the president in like 81, and they're like, "Sir, we're sitting on $3 billion worth of cheese." And so they started the government cheese program. They're like, "Well, we're going to start mailing it house to house. Good cheese
we can sell abroad." No.
No. They had it in caves. They stored it in caves.
Yeah.
They're like, we have a cave the size of Rhode Island full of cheese.
It's not like everyone would alter their diet to make it mac and cheese heavy. It's not like but like the super homeless, hungry people you see starving on the street would have all the mac and cheese they needed.
I'm with you. And can I just say this about mac and cheese?
Like real ingredients.
There's the cheese stockpile. That's probably
the cheese cave.
That's the modern cheese stockpile, by the way. That's not from times of Lord. This is like what we keep on hand now.
This is where they hid the Ark of the Covenant
of cheese.
It's the Fort Knox of cheese.
where they wheel the Ark of the Covenant down.
Yeah, Indiana, the Ark of the Covenant's in there. It's lost in the dairy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? The
something about the mac and cheese for free.
Oh, so like if you actually wanted to. So the powder, that powder that comes in a box of macaroni and cheese?
Sure.
You can buy that by the pound. And when you buy that by the pound, the cost per serving becomes almost infinitely free. It's like and it's this entire pound of cheddar cheese powder. And then you can also buy the macaroni by the 5 pounds. So already, if you wanted to live on macaroni and cheese, it's almost free to do so. The same with like oatmeal. Like if you want to live on rice, beans, oatmeal and like mac
ground
and cheese.
Pork. Yeah.
Oh, a ground chicken. Ground chicken is just as cheap. And it's healthy. Yeah. Like you could live on those things and make fantastic meals every night of the week and be fat. Like you can't eat enough rice and beans to like burn your wallet. It's almost impossible.
Dude, I saw an EBT lady on social media clip, and she was like holding a bag of pinto beans. She was holding a bag of pinto beans, and she was like, I don't know how to cook this shit. And it was like, it's on the back. It's on the back. Tells you how to fucking make the beans.
I can't even read.
I can't even read.
I can't read that shit.
Only words I can read is nacho cheese and what was it? Spicy ranch.
My social policy goal is to have a safety net, but also an incentive system so that people don't want to live in the net. And that's what like mac and cheese is. People would hate mac and cheese. They grow tired of it. They'd want something better.
But we don't want that. We don't want it to be that brutal of an incentive. Like if they're gonna, if there's some destitute retard that is so dumb they genuinely can't contribute to our economy in a way that makes them money, we don't want that person, because that person is dependent from birth to death. And we're just adding more medical problems that we also have to pay for if we put them on mac and cheese. Like we put them on, we only let them have healthy things. And then we also, dude, as Kyle said, let them have the ingredients to a cake. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because most of them are too fucking lazy to make the cake.
Able-bodied, but But when I say incentive system,
sure. And disabled people are going to have to be on there forever, I would guess. But I did read that half of the disabled people on Snap and Wick, their disability is obesity.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It seems counterintuitive. It seems like we're fucking ourselves. Like if you're on Snap, if you're on Wick, have your Thanksgiving dinner, have your turkey, have your cranberry, have your potatoes.
If it's carrot or stick, I'm more of a carrot guy. How do we incentivize fitness in the country? How, like obviously there's plenty of social incentivization. Like nobody wants to be near a fatty. It's hard to get pussy if you're a fatty. It's hard to get good dick if you're a fatty. I'm sure too. So like there's that social incentivization, but still, like how do we as a country incentivize it? Like I remember seeing during the Kennedy era.
Could we have a sort of like an annual games for these hungry people? Something like some
not. We should have
children can be involved. So they learn early.
Yes, we'll give them really unevenly distributed swords. Some guy will run up and get his pick of the swords, and the other guy will run up and like have beans. That was something I didn't like about Hunger Games.